fantastic. You bring it in here and you've got a perfect rest for yourself on your arm. If you can get your knee up and support it here, the bag is fantastic. Come in here and support another point of contact. You are rock solid. It's just like being on a prone position. So there's all kinds of things you can do with these. If you don't have these things, these bags, you saw them, you can strap them on top of each other and you can go prone if you need to get up a little higher. So there's a lot of things you can do. Even if you have just your camera tripod, you can throw these out on it, put your gun up on it, and again, it gives you a nice stable rest. We talked about we're not always going to be able to go prone with bipods. Most of us don't shoot with bipods other than when we're antelope hunting. We're going to throw over a rock, a log, or anything. Fantastic tool for that. Protects our gun, but it helps stabilize our gun. Actually, when you lay it on these bags, it actually makes a nice little crease where it actually holds your gun. You can, and it also acts as an anti-cant device, because you could square your gun up and the bag will still hold in that position. So if you can use these bags, and depending what you're going to do hunting, they're easy to strap on your backpack, unfasten, you've got them. Obviously the smaller ones are great rear bag. We talked about here, you always want to support the front of your gun, but where people fail to do is support the back of the gun. And this, in your arm like this, is not supporting the back of your gun. Technically it is, but we can do much more simply by something, either resting this on a bag, resting on a log, resting on your partner. If you have nothing else, it takes half the wobble out of your gun. In this situation right here, if I'm shooting here, I'm looking through the scope right now at the 500-yard target. If I don't have my knee up, and I just, like most people, have my arm up like this, I'm looking through here, and I've got two minutes of wobble, trying to hold it as steady as I can. The minute I bring this bag in here, or a partner, or get your knee up on it, and have something under this arm, I've got maybe 2 inches of wobble. I can hold it on that orange dot in the middle, where before I really can't. I'm a little bit off target, a little back on. Huge difference. It takes half the wobble out just supporting this back. And then if I'm leaning against a rock or a bag, or I have somebody come back here and lean against my back, I can hold this dead steady on that orange dot at 500 yards in a seated position. So it's huge when we talk about the points of contact. And this is where these bags, or a rock, a partner laying under here, whatever you need to do, again, support this back of this gun as well as the front. You're going to be much more stable in those positions. If you do not have sticks, you're out on your own, you have to go to a seated position. Again, we can go here. It's great if you shoot that way. Again, point of contact here makes a huge difference. What I like better, I showed you last night, we use it in competitions. You simply turn sideways. This becomes your bench. Your arm comes across here. This bag can come in here because a lot of people aren't flexible enough to get their knee up. You simply put the bag in here. Again, in this seated position at 500 yards. I'm holding 2 inches of wobble. I'm still on target. So, and I can even increase that and shut that down even more just by leaning against a log or a rock or having a partner back here. It is huge. And again, that's what people fail to do, is that, remember we talked about the importance of points of contact. Think points of contact. The more points of contact, the more stable you're going to be in any shooting position. But all of us have surgeries or whatever. Some guys can't get down like this. It's too hard. They can't get the knee up. So use things that affect it. Get comfortable. Get this under here. Use the bag. Now you're comfortable, because you can't get that leg up for whatever reason. Or put it under here. It gives more support. So it's a great tool. Much easier to shoot in this position than the old standard here, because you're out here supporting with arm muscle as opposed to in here where you've got much more support. And again, it's just practice these things. If we have to go to a kneeling, and this is one thing where we found the bag shooting. I told you I'm really unstable in kneeling because my knee's sore. We're gonna come out on our knee, right? And you get up. We're gonna side of our knee with the back of our arm. We're gonna be up in this position. Well, a lot of guys are flexible enough, they can sit on their foot, sit on their heel. I can't do that. If you can't do that, sit on the bag. Now I'm stable enough that I could actually probably shoot this kneeling position just because of this. I could do it. And so these haven't been around a long time. I could put my backpack, but I've just gone away from shooting kneeling because I just am uncomfortable doing it. So look again for points of contact. Again, we get this here. I'm very comfortable actually sitting on this bag for a seating position, but what can I do to support here to again take half more wobble out? Simply have your partner come in here, leaned against a tree, a rock, a tire truck, a tire on your truck, whatever you can do. Again, takes all the wobble out when you support the back of this elbow on something else. Again, you could shoot much farther just by that extra point of contact. So then if we go to that position, we're shooting in an offhand position. This is our most unstable. Obviously we can go to sticks or bipods, tripods, it's great. If we can't, I showed you the different positions. This is really where we want to sling up. If you have a sling, again, you want to tighten it and fit it to yourself. Up the back of your arm, roll that hand around the sling. It gives you 3 more points of contact, and across your chest is your third one. You already got a stable platform to shoot from. And that's why that sling's so important in these different shooting positions. Then we're either going to go out here and do this and shoot like a lot of people that kind of like a shotgun. They're out here on it and they're following. You're not going to have long shots with this, but you can shoot it like I do in a semi Olympic style where you kick your hip out. And I do that because I pick up this extra point of contact on my side with the back of my arm. I can hold fairly stable with that. What can we do to increase our odds here, support here, if you have nobody? Tree, small bag right here. Huge. Again, I'm picking up another support. Instead of having this out in the air holding this gun, I pick up another point of contact. Again, much more stable. Just little things you can do. And these bags, they haven't been around that long. It basically came around with PRS type style things because guys are running around shooting all these different positions. But for hunting, when Tony came, we started seeing these bags. Good quality stuff. Absolutely usable for anything. And Tom, when you're out hunting and guiding, they work great as a pillow because I know you sleep a lot. So. Right.
All the hunters spot.
So Tony's been good enough to bring some of these things. We're going to take some time now, work with your partner, have him brace your arms and try some of these positions, kind of find out what works for you, what you can shoot, what works well. Use some of the bags and see how much more they help you with your stability in your different positions. And practice a little bit. We're not going to spend a lot of time, but I want you to try the different positions and shoot a few rounds and see how well you do and find out what you need to work on. One thing I would say to Colton was, as I was looking at these, I teach the classes for Idaho Outfitters and Guides Association. Those of you that are guides, looking at these, I wouldn't go anywhere without one of these small bags hooked to my deal. And I would, when my clients came in to hunt and then we go out and shoot to make sure the rifle's on, I would certainly show them how to use that as a rear bag and how you will help them if they get in a shooting position that they can be in, how you'll come in and brace them, how you'll flip them the bag for a rear bag or help them get stabilized. You're going to help them be more successful in their shooting, make you more successful with your clients. They're going to endear yourself to them because you're showing that you care, so your tips are going to be bigger. So there's all kinds of things that even these little bags can help you do to be better and have your clients be better. So all around, they're a great tool for shooting. So okay, so I'm going to have Eric show you something that they've come up with some of these bipods. It's pretty exciting with attachments you can have on your rifle.
Okay, this here, what we did here was we made the chassis integral all the way to the forward of the chamber on the rifle. By incorporating a peninsula into our aluminum chassis, we have a Arca Swiss block that we manufacture specifically for this application, that bolts directly into pillars that are attached to our chassis. So they're a 100% lockup. There's no flex, which is a bad thing in a rifle. So what we do is this is also a tripod that we happen to market. I'm not trying to sell them to you, but we can get them for you. What this does is we just slide this directly into here and we just lock it down, and it's ready to go. We'll use this pivot head, and then what we do, and this is really was my go-to position even with shooting sticks. Normally my go-to position is prone on a backpack, but as I age, I'm 62 years old now, I don't flex nearly as much as I used to, and it's a lot harder for me to get down on the ground because I too have bad knees and bad back and ankles and everything else. But this position right here, I'll always throw my backpack. This isn't my backpack, this has a frame in it, so it's a little bit uncomfortable for me, but I use an InnerMountainRifleStocks backpack. Any of the taller soft backpacks work really well. A lot of times I'll tuck it on top of my leg to push my leg down to get that point of contact to the ground, or I'll just bring it in like this. And a lot of times you can take, of course, before I've even touched these bags, and today's the first time, I take my jacket and put it up underneath here, and I could sit here and I guarantee you I could hold on the 1,000-yard target out there, even with, this isn't optimal because the wind's blowing my back, but right now I can sit here and on that 1,000-yard target out there I can hold like Mike, dead on that orange dot, so way under sub MOA, out to 1,000 yards, and I'm confident and have shot out to 1,200 and 1,400 yards in this position right here. So you don't have to, if you got a bad back or bad neck where you can't get prone, this is a great way to sit on stand. This is I mean, it's a great way to take a nap. You can lean over on your the comb of your rifle while your guide does the glassing for you.
Well, he's sleeping.
Then that's when the tip starts going down, shooting bag or not. This is something that's incredibly solid. You don't have to have this system. This system is incredibly nice. It's rock solid. If you notice how I've got these legs out, I've got a V facing me, and there's a reason for that. When I shoot this gun, I want that recoil to be straight back just as much as I do on a bag or on my bipod. Okay, so you got to treat this like a bipod. If you have this thing kick sideways, what's the gun going to do? It's going to recoil, and it's not going to recoil in a straight back manner. I found that I am far more accurate if I keep it away. Plus, I can pull it in as far as I want to pull it in. But it's really important to get these to the side of you. It's simple to set it up that way. Just be conscious of that. And when you set up like that, and you do it all the time, it becomes second nature to set up like that. But big thing is get a bag up underneath your arm, get your backpack underneath here, so you're using a bag like this, or you're using your jacket or whatever, and you'll be amazed at how solid you can hold this gun and take incredibly long shots this way. So back to you, Mike.
Okay. So what I want you to do, let's grab our guns, bring a few rounds with you, bring some of these bags. Let's walk out to the 100-yard target, and then we're going to shoot at the 3, 4. So we're not shooting so far on targets. We shoot 3, 4, and 5. That'll bring them into 2, 3, and 400 yards on those steel targets. We'll go out here by the 100-yard targets, line out there with your partner. Some of these bags, we'll take some of the tripods. Try some of these positions and find out what works well for you. We'll spend maybe 30, 40 minutes doing this and give you a chance to practice some of this positional shooting.